Railer sophomores victorious just a second ago by a score of 46-25. 23 minutes and 35 seconds up on the clock. We see Dylan getting ready to lead the varsity out here in just a couple minutes. We're going to take a break. Back here from Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium, you're in the Ground Incorporated and Schneider Chiropractic pregame show, and you're listening to Lincoln Railer Basketball. You're in the Ground Incorporated and Schneider Chiropractic pregame show. Josh Komnick along with Scott Kirby and Lloyd Kirby manning the camera here from Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium at Coach Neil Alexander Court. Getting ready for 3 nights in a row of basketball here for the Railers. Railers getting ready to take on the Pretzels from New Berlin High School. The Railers, again, 7-2 on the season. Winners of 3 in a row since Saturday, taking on SHG down in SHG. 4-2 in the Apollo Conference, while New Berlin checks in at 3-5 on the season, and 2-3 members of the Sangamo Conference. Look through New Berlin's schedule. Really, the only comparison that I could find, Scott, that both teams have played has been SHG. The Railers, of course, this past Saturday took care of SHG rather easily at Sacred Heart Griffin. Also, New Berlin played Sacred Heart Griffin earlier in the season, and they fell 58-41. So if you're looking at scores, it would tell you that Lincoln should somewhat have an easier game tonight. But I also looked through their schedule, and they only lost to Springfield High School, who I know has 2 really good players by 3 points. So I think this is a team. Obviously, New Berlin comes in with a coach that has seen the Railers in the 1-2-2 several times when he was at SHG, and that was when the Railers were members of the Central State 8. So he knows what the Railers are going to do. And you got to think that the Pretzels here tonight, this is one of their bigger games on the schedule. Obviously, it's not Williamsville, it's not Pleasant Plains, it's not North Mac or whoever Maroa Forsyth. That's a conference game, but boy, crowd or not, when you can come into a place and play a school like Lincoln, who's had the tradition and known for their basketball program, they'll be fired up tonight.
Yeah, and it's not a typical game that Coach Al will schedule. You know, he doesn't necessarily like to schedule those lower class games because he wants the the more competition to prepare yourself for the end of the season and a tournament. But this year, obviously, no tournament, and everybody just trying to get as many games in as they can, and this worked out. It's great. We've seen some teams this year that we haven't seen before, Josh, in Teutopolis. Yep. New Berlin here, and
I think we'll see Porta toward the end of the season.
Yep, you're right, and it's kind of neat to see all these other schools in Arroyo Sanderson.
Well, and it's also neat. I'm a fan of schools that don't have a common nickname, like the Railers.
Yeah.
Okay. Pretzels. I don't know that there's another Pretzel.
Yeah. I don't know that there is.
Well, Lloyd will be on that here in just a second. I can already see the phone going through to see if there's another program in the country that has a nickname of 17:40 left here in the warm-ups of varsity action. The Railers taking on the Pretzels in the Ground Incorporated and Schneider Chiropractic pregame show, and you're listening to Lincoln Railer Basketball. The state of Illinois. Josh Komnick along with Scott Kirby and Lloyd Kirby here, getting set for the New Berlin Pretzels, taking on the Lincoln Railers here tonight on a Wednesday, and we're wanting to fill you up with the schedule here. The next week of WLCN will have the Lady Railer basketball game going on tomorrow as well. Lloyd will be there with the camera just to our left. We will not.
No.
But we'll be back here Friday night as the Railers take on the Charleston Trojans. And then the Railers travel to Mahomet Seymour for a 4:30 full week of basketball. It doesn't stop there. I believe we're scheduled every day next week for the Railers, Monday through Friday, and then 2 on Saturday. Is that right, Lloyd? The Railers will travel to Normal West for a Saturday 12:30 tip, I believe. And then we come here for Chatham-Glenwood, or do we go to Chatham-Glenwood? It's here. Chatham-Glenwood comes here on Saturday night. So a doubleheader for the Railers. Scott, a lot of basketball going on.
Wow, I think we play Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. I don't think we play Thursday. Yeah, no Thursday.
Good.
And then 2 games Saturday. So six games. Right? Yeah, 6 games in like 5 days. That's unheard of.
Yeah, this isn't the Christmas tournament.
No. But I'm kind of curious to see how the Railers come out tonight, because playing 3 games in a row, see how their legs are. They could be getting a little tired, but I don't know. It's something that we haven't really done before. I guess maybe, even in Collinsville. I don't know if we played 3 in a row, but they're used to, we played 2 a day.
Yeah, and a tough one last night too. Really, until half, that game was pretty close. Third quarter extended their lead, and the Railers ended up winning last night in T-Town, Teutopolis, by a score of 49-34. Singleton led the way with 20 points, but Brody Whiteman was good again last night. Paulus there, Hollinger with a couple threes in that third quarter that extended that lead. And it seems to be a theme there where, Dillon has been really consistent as far as the scoring goes, and we're getting bits and pieces from guys. The more they play, just a little bit more comfortable they feel out on the court.
Yeah, and we're going to need them. You can't expect Singleton night in and night out to, put up 20, 25, 30 points. And, the other guys stepping up. They're filling in nicely, and hopefully they can continue it tonight.
That's going to wrap it up for us here on the pregame show. After a word from our sponsors, Scott and I'll be back here in Lincoln to bring the play-by-play action as Lincoln takes on New Berlin. As always, a big thank you goes out to all our sponsors. This has been the Josh Komnick, Growl Incorporated, and Schneider Chiropractic pregame show, and you're listening to Lincoln Railer Basketball.
Good evening, Railer fans, and welcome to Lincoln Railer Basketball. WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNsports.com are pleased to bring you this evening's contest from Lincoln, Illinois, on the campus of Lincoln Community High School, as the Lincoln Railers take on the Pretzels from New Berlin High School. Good evening, everyone. This is Scott Kirby alongside Josh Komnick, and we are ready to bring you all of tonight's action. We would like to wish a good evening to all of our listeners around the world listening via 96.3 FM on WLCNsports.com or on the Mixler app or watching our live feed on YouTube. So turn that volume up and get ready for some Lincoln Railer basketball. Railers come in tonight after a win last night down in Teutopolis, 49-34, which pushes their record to 7-2 overall. And 4-2 in the conference. The Pretzels come into Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium tonight with a record of 3-5, 2-3 in the Sangamo. We'll take another commercial break. We come back, we'll have more here on WLCN 96.3 FM.
2.
Welcome back to Royce Anderson Gymnasium. Coach Neil Alexander Court, Scott Kirby, Josh Komnick, Lloyd Kirby behind the camera and on the social media apps as the Railers are set to take on the Pretzels from New Berlin. Is it New Berlin or New Berlin?
Just New Berlin.
New Berlin?
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Just south of Springfield.
3:49 on the clock.
Dark
Railers,
uniforms.
yeah, Railers going to the locker room. Pretzels come out, do some more warm-ups. Don't know starting lineups yet. They haven't put them on the board.
I think we know ours, but Coach Blake Lucas is going in disguise on his, or at least they have not put him up on the scoreboard where we can hear. But Cameron Kurtz is going to let us know here real quickly what they are.
Yes.
0063 and a senior, Hayden Cox. Number 2, 6'2" and a senior, Gavin Malloy. Number 4 is a 5'9" sophomore, Kevin Howell. Number 10 is a 6-foot junior, Duncan Scheidenhell.
So the Railers come back on the court.
Number 21, 6'4"
As our PA announcer tonight, Cameron Kurtz.
and the rest of the New Berlin Pretzels.
Yeah, Scott, we go through the starting lineups for New Berlin here under the direction of Mr. Blake Lucas. New Berlin school colors are navy and orange. Members of the Sangamo Conference, enrollment of 270 students down in New Berlin. They start out with number 00 is a 6'3" senior, Hayden Cox. Number 2 is a 6'2" senior, Gavin Malloy. Number 4 is a 5'9" sophomore guard, Kevin Howell. At one forward, 6 foot and a junior, number 10 is, and a final starter for head coach Blake Lucas is number 21, 6 foot and a senior, Dane Ritchie. The New Berlin Pretzels coming to the contest 3-5 on the season and 2-3 in the Sangamo Conference. Of course, the Railers go with their normal starting lineups. Number 3, 5'11" and a senior, Dylan Singleton. Landon Hollinger wears the number 4. He's 6'5" and a senior. Adam Grunder, 5'12". Number 20 is Brody Whiteman, 6 foot and a junior. And number 24, Elijah Polis, 6'2" and a junior for head coach Neil Alexander.
Railers on their white home jerseys. Green numbers, red trim. Same with the letters. And the New Berlin.
New Berlin with a little black
New Berlin,
out.
yeah, little black jerseys with orange
black
stripes.
Yeah,
And
I'm going to read the numbers a little bit. Got black numbers with outlined in orange around the numbers.
Yep. Let's take a commercial break as we play the national anthem. We come back, we'll have the opening tip here at Royce Anderson Gymnasium. You're listening to Lincoln Railer Basketball on WLCN 96.3 FM.
Invite all veterans and active members of the military to salute the flag as we present our national anthem.
Brody off the rim, no good.
Yeah, we're sorry for that. Grau gets the start tonight, and I'm looking over across the
Yeah,
bench.
I'm not seeing.
I see Grunder in street clothes, so Adam must have gotten some sort of an injury or illness or something.
Maybe we'll be able to find out here in a little bit as Singleton has the basketball. Now Whiteman's going to take a three up top off the back of the iron, no good. Rebound comes down to the Pretzels, Malloy.
Yeah, some quick shots here by the Railers. Give the ball back to New Berlin with a chance to get going.
Ritchie with the basketball, guarded by Singleton. Now the Pretzels will work it to the right. They kick it back up top to Howe, now swing it left. Spin move, nothing there. Hand off to Ritchie. Tapped away, and Hollinger grabs it.
Boy, 4 straight turnovers now by New Berlin, and yet to really even get some sort of a shot attempt off.
2-0 Railers, 4:44 to go in the first. Whiteman, he'll drive to the lane, kick it out to Grau up top for a three.
Yeah,
got it.
Nice job.
Grau with the Chris Coyne State Farm three.
The motion keeps going, and then you find Grau right at this top where every shooter loves to shoot it, right at the top of the key.
Cox with it. Now he gets it to Scheidenhelm.
Good defense by Brody. Whiteman, too, as New Berlin tried to drive baseline, and Railers have not been consistent at shutting off the baseline, but that time Whiteman shuts it off and draws the charge.
There's the 5-minute mark for officials' timeout. Having a hard time picking up those numbers.
I know you couldn't read a text from my phone from about 8 inches away, so I can't see how you can see the numbers from this far.
Guess I got to get some stronger glasses, but 5-0 Railers, 4:19 to go, and I like the pace the Railers have came out, tonight with after, 2 games prior. Got to be a little bit tired after last night's game, all the way down and 2 topless.
Well, and I think Coach said too on maybe it's after Monday night's game or maybe it's after Saturday's game. Coach maybe thinks his team's better with a little more up pace, and maybe that's one thing he's going to try and implement here in the last quarter of the season. Is to speed up the pace a little bit, and this is probably a thing that he wanted to do against New Berlin was speed them up and make them play faster. And Coach thinks that his team can handle a little bit of that on the offensive end. He's never been one to push the basketball a whole lot. You saw quite a bit of it last year, but he had 4 guards, sometimes 5 guards out on the perimeter that can handle the ball and really do that and not turn it over. That's always been the big thing. We'll run, but until you start turning the ball over, and then we'll start to walk it up and down the court.
Tonight's live stream video sponsors, J.M. Abbott and Associates. They offer tax, accounting, and business advising services. Abbott's is conveniently located in downtown Lincoln. For more information, go to jmabbott.com. 4:19 to go in the first. Railers up 5-0 over the Pretzels. Singleton, he'll get across the timeline. Now to Polis. Now Whiteman tried to feed it down to Singleton, couldn't grab it. And the Pretzels come out of there with it. Number 4, Howe with it. He'll get it over to Ritchie. Now get across the timeline. Ritchie to Howe. Howe dribbles right, now passes left. Number 2, Malloy with it. Now to Howe up top, back to Malloy. Ritchie trying to work the middle of that zone, nothing there.
Yeah, Coach Lucas trying to.
There's a 3 on the way by Malloy, no good, out of bounds, going to the Railers.
Get some sort of a set going, and it really did a good job there where he had 2 screeners screen our wing and our back and got a pretty good look, really the first look they've had. Other than that, they've been turning the ball over.
Still 5-0. Railers with the basketball. Whiteman, he'll dribble baseline, kick in the corner to Hollinger. That's his spot.
That should be good.
Oh, off the side of the rim, no good. Look good from up here, Josh.
Yeah, they always do when Hollinger gets a good look from this corner. But nice drive by Brody, too. He's been doing a good job of driving baseline and finding guys open.
Ooh, that's a quick 10 seconds. 10 seconds call. Turnover. Pretzels going to go back to the Railers. And Hollinger 0 for 2 from 3-pointers, but it's good to see him in the rhythm of the game.
Yeah.
And a whole lot, like you said earlier, Josh, in the first half. So I think Coach Al is trying to get him settled in and comfortable in this offense in the first half.
Well, you like to see Landon, too, also maybe try to get an easy shot every once in a while. He doesn't take a lot of two-pointers, but being a senior, he should be able to get to the hoop and get his game going with a two-pointer when the three's not going.
Klopp checks in for Grau. There's Hollinger on the wing, hands off to Polis. Polis gets to the lane, loses control off of the Pretzels, going to stay with the Railers on their own baseline. Still 5-zip, a little bit of a scoring drought right now for both teams. 2:45 to go in the first. Polis gets it into Singleton, now Whiteman. Whiteman dribbles in, nothing there, kicks it out to Polis. Now Polis to Singleton on the wing, nothing there. Now they get the Klopp, work it down on the corner to Polis. Now they'll swing it back to the left. Singleton up top. Now to Whiteman. Whiteman wide open for a three off the side of the rim. No good, and the Railers on a little bit of a drought right now.
Yeah, good ball movement. Just can't get those open threes right now to fall.
Maybe some heavy legs, leaving everything a little bit short right now. 5-zip, 2:13 to go in the first. Malloy. Now back to Malloy up top, over to Howe. In the corner to Dodd. He checked in a little bit ago. Now Ritchie back to Dodd. He'll go right.
Pretzels just struggling to find an open shot anywhere. Travel.
And there's a travel by Cox as he tried to get through the defense, but took an extra step. Another turnover for the Pretzels. Going to be Railer basketball. And we've been stuck on 5-0 for quite some time right now. We're under 2 minutes in the first.
Yeah, not a lot of scoring. We didn't see a lot of scoring in Teutopolis really until the second half.
Railers with the ball. Singleton, he'll dribble right. Kick over in the corner. Now they'll swing it. There's a three on the way by Paulus off the back of the rim. No good. Fought for underneath. Ritchie comes out of there with it for the Pretzels. Now hands it off to Howe, who gives it over to Dodd. Back to Howe. Howe goes left, gets across the timeline.
Railers right now, Scott, settling on too many threes. I think they can drive the ball to the hoop and score layups. And right now, we've been throwing it from behind the three-point line too many times.
Malloy and Howe up top. Now Howe will give it to Dodd, who gives it to Malloy. Now back to Howe. In the corner to Dodd. He tries to drive the baseline. Klopp cuts it off, but he'll be fouled, and that's Cox who had the basketball. First foul on Klopp, team first.
Yeah,
each team with one foul.
Jalen Conway checks in for Paulus here with a minute left to go in the first.
Malloy with it up top. Him and Howe trying to figure out this defense. Trying to run the offense. Find an opening. Dodd up top. Over to Ritchie. Now Ritchie guarded by Conway. Malloy with it now, guarded by Singleton. Over to Howe. Howe will pull it back up top. Looks like they may try to hold for one here.
I don't know if they're trying to hold for one or they just can't find an opening right now.
Well, it's maybe there's a deep three by Ritchie. Got it. And just like that, it's 5-3 Raiders. Ritchie with a long three-pointer. And he gets the Pretzels on the scoreboard with 16 seconds to go. The Raiders with the basketball. Hollinger dribbles baseline, tries to kick it out. Dodd intercepts it, now gets it to Howe. 9 seconds on the clock. Pretzels could tie it up here. Nope, Singleton with it with 4 seconds.
Got a chance to get all the way to the basket, yeah.
Singleton up, and no foul. And that will do it at 1/4 here in Lincoln. After one, it's the Railers 5, the Pretzels 3. We'll take a commercial break. We come back, we'll have second quarter action here on WLCN 96.3 FM. 3 is your score after 1 here at Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium. A low-scoring affair right now, Josh.
Yeah.
Maybe due to this being the third night of play.
I don't know. I don't know. We just have, we kind of settled for threes. And
oh, there's Klopp. Try to get it down low to Hollinger. Tapped out of there. The Pretzels come away with it. Richie with the basketball.
We haven't gotten a lot of easy baskets. And, when you're not hitting from 3, obviously, and you're not shooting a lot of 2s, you get a 5-3 game so far.
Out of bounds. Going to stay with the Pretzels.
Coach Alexander going with a few substitutions early. Klopp in, Conway in here. Of course, Hollinger and Whiteman and Singleton still out there.
Richie with it. Now they'll work it back to the right. Dodd down to Richie. Richie with 3 points. He hit a 3 earlier. Now Howe. Now Richie takes another 3. Pretzels take the lead 6-5, just like that, Josh. So Richie with 6 points, and it's 6-5 Pretzels. Whiteman gets it to Singleton. Now they kick it out to Conway. Now they'll work it back to the right in front of us. Whiteman back to Hollinger to Singleton. Singleton hands off to Hollinger. Now Conway. Little weave going on for the Railers up top. Now Whiteman's going to pull up for a 3. Rolls around the rim and good for Whiteman. And it's a Chris Coyne State Farm 3-pointer. And the Pretzels need a timeout. They take a 30. We'll keep it right here.
Yeah, and it seems as Scott, as the possessions that we've scored on, we've gotten that quick weave where we're handing off. All of a sudden, I think Grau got one on one possession. Now Whiteman gets an open look. And it just seems like the Railers get in a little bit of flow. It's probably how they practice. And then all of a sudden you do it in the game and it becomes just like practice and you can step up and make them. So I think the Railers just got to keep running their stuff, running their motion, speed this game up a little bit more and try to get to the basket. Tonight's live streaming video sponsors can include Grimy Arnold Insurance, your local independent insurance agency, located at 321 Pulaski Street in downtown Lincoln. Phone 735-1296. 8-6 Railers, 6:33 to go in the second. Stripped away, but Dodd comes up with it. Now Richie. Over to Howe. Howe dribbles right, gets it to Richie. Now back up top to Howe. Stripped or tipped out by Singleton. Conway has it. He loses it. Howe comes away with it. He's got a 1-on-2. There's Hollinger, stops him. Now they'll kick it out to Dodd, swing it over to Richie. He tries another 3, partially blocked by Whiteman. Now they'll kick it out top. Now get it down low to Howe. He takes a little running jumper, no good. Rebound. Fought for underneath, out of bounds, going to go to the Railers. Yeah, good contest there by Whiteman. He knew Richie was in the corner, who has all 6 of their points, and a good contest by Brody, got a hand on the ball, and then Hollinger battling underneath with the rebound. So the Railers, a good defensive possession there. Gavin Abbott, number 33, a 6'2 sophomore, in for the Pretzels. 8-6 Railers with the basketball. Singleton. Now Whiteman. Whiteman pulls up for a 3 off the rim. No good. And Malloy with the rebound. Dodd tries to get it up to Abbott. Tapped out of bounds. Going to stay with the Pretzels right in front of the scores bench. Dodd gets it in to Malloy. Malloy double team, gets it to Richie. Back to Malloy up top. Yeah, you see Dylan start to pull up the pressure a little bit more, picking him up more closer to half court. Trap in the corner, good trap by Hollinger, and they're going to get a charge on Richie as he was trapped by Polis and Hollinger, nowhere to go. Throws a little bit of elbow and gets called for the charge. Yeah, good trap there by the Railers too, and then everybody else was sitting there waiting for a pass to go. They were anticipating, looking for that pass out of the trap where they could knife through and steal it. 8-6 Railers, 5:08 to go in the first half. Singleton dribbles left, finds the lane, up off the backboard, and good. Yeah, that's a Coach Al play where he runs everything to one side, and then gets Dillon one-on-one with his guy, and it's a clear.
There's a
Dillon
tip by Singleton, up and good for Singleton.
Yeah, give Dillon 4 in a row here. Hit tip away and a steal.
Singleton's defense creates some offense for himself. Now it's 12-6. 4:45 to go in the first half.
Might get another 10 call here.
Ooh. Yeah, they're going to get Grau with a reach as the Pretzels having a hard time getting across the timeline. Grau with a little bit of a reach. He's called for the foul. That's his first, team second. 4:39 to go in the first half. It's 12-6 Railers. It looks like Peyton Cook getting ready to check in for the Railers. And we have an officials timeout. More streaming video sponsors. The live stream tonight on YouTube, sponsored by Town & Country Bank. Town & Country Bank is a proud sponsor of Lincoln Railer basketball. At Town & Country Bank, our mission is to help empower the financial well-being of our communities, one person at a time. And financial advisor Sal Polis of Edward Jones at 1400 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln. You can phone Sal at 732-4001 for all your financial advising needs, Josh. I'm sure you have some questions about.
I have a lot of financial needs.
Oh, needs?
Yeah. Yeah, they just don't offer the money to me exactly.
4:39 to go in the first half, 12-6. The Railers with the lead.
Well, and credit Singleton there too, Scott. He was able to clear out on one side and get to the basket for a layup, and then he stole it himself and got it back and was able to get another layup in. So a quick 4 points in a game where not a lot of scoring going on. It sure helps.
As we come out of the break, it will be the Pretzels basketball. Dodd to inbound. Gets it into Howe. Started by Polis. Howe dribbles right. Nothing there. Now gets it.
Well, the Rails turn up the pressure here. Polis and Singleton up. Now Grau moves up a little bit higher, and you see the intensity start to pick up. I think Coach Howe is really wanting to speed this Pretzel team up. Maybe cause a few more turnovers.
There's a three from Howe. Nothing but net for Howe. And it's 12-9 Railers.
Well, 9 points for the Pretzels, all on 3 threes.
Railers with the basketball. Peyton Cook into the ball game for the Railers.
Yeah, some of his first varsity action.
Peyton, yeah, 6'5", sophomore. There's a three from Hollinger. Man, that will look good too. Just can't get him to fall right now. So Hollinger 0 for 3 from three-pointer. And the Pretzels with the basketball, down by 3. Dodd to Malloy to Howe. Howe just hit a big 3 for the Pretzels. Malloy breaks through the double team. Now Dodd gets it down low to Abbott, sorry. Now it's tipped away by Hollinger. Peyton Cook with the grab and gets it to Singleton. Now to Polis. Polis dribbles. Little bump by Abbott, and Abbott will pick up his first foul, team third.
Yeah, I'd like to see Dillon's got Malloy on him, or Howe on him, just a 5'9" sophomore, and you like to see the experience of Dillon taking on a sophomore to maybe try to take over this game a little bit more.
Going to be Pretzels basketball. Raiders up by 3. 3:12 to go in the first half. Howe over to Ritchie. All the way down to Dodd. Dodd dribbles in, cut off by Cook.
Yeah, good job by Cook of getting back, cutting off the baseline.
Howe with a little pump fake. Now gets inside the defense. Ritchie pulls up for a 3. No good. Fought for. Hollinger comes out of there with the rebound.
Yeah, I like to see Landon really put his head down and just try to get to the basket. He's got to get going here, and sometimes when you're not shooting it well, Scott, you've got to find a way, either the free throw line or a layup, and right now it's all threes for Landon.
Railers up by 3. Singleton with the basketball.
Maybe even a post-up of some sort or something where you can get Landon an easy bucket.
Polis. Now Hollinger on the elbow. Back to Polis over to Singleton. Singleton to drive. Nothing there. Now he'll put it up Off the rim, no good, but gets his own rebound. Back up and good for Singleton, as there was a couple Pretzels there. They just couldn't get the hands on it.
Well, and Dylan knocked Howell off balance when he was trying to guard him, and I just think Dylan's too strong and too experienced not to try to take Howell a little bit more to the basket.
There's a steal by Singleton. Pull us up with the right, off the backboard, and good. Now the Railers up by 7. 1:50 to go in the first half. Dodd with it in the corner. Now gets it out to Ritchie. Back to Dodd. Ooh, 3 in and out. No good by Howe. Now Whiteman, he's going to pull up for about a 15-footer. No good. Ritchie with the rebound.
Yeah, a lot of quick shots by the Railers. Not sure Coach Alexander wants Brody to one dribble pull up off transition. Maybe if he got it rolling, but it's a quick shot. Now you got to go back and play defense again.
Dodd with it, now to Ritchie. Gets it to Abbott, back to Ritchie, over to Howe. There's a 3 on the way by Scheidenhelm, no good. Hollinger with the rebound. Under a minute to go in the first half. Railers with the basketball. There's a deep 3 by Polis, no good. Payton fought for it, tipped it, and it's going to be out of bounds off Scheidenhelm.
For the Pretzels, number 2, Gavin Malloy returns. It'll be out of bounds for Lincoln.
Malloy checks back in for Abbott. 44 seconds to go in the first half. 16-9 Railers. Hollinger dribbles left, now gets it to Cook. Now we'll see if the Railers will hold for 1. Nope. Whiteman's going to pull up for a 3 off the front of the iron. No good. Howe with the rebound. Pretzels hanging in there, down by 7. Howe stripped away by Singleton. Now he won't be tied up because Coach Lucas calls a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. Sponsors for tonight's game also brought to you by Mama's Arcade Cafe, located on the square in downtown Lincoln. Mike Moskey, Auction Service, phone 217-519-3959 or go to moskeyauction.com. State Bank of Lincoln, a division of Heartland Bank and Trust, a member of FDIC.
Well, we've seen a lot of scoring on Saturday, Scott.
Yeah.
And a little bit more on Monday as well, but not a lot going on here tonight. 16-9 here with 15 seconds left in the second quarter, and the Railers just,
I mean, if you look at their demeanor, I mean, they look gassed. I mean,
yeah.
And I would be too.
Well, talk about gas. Wait till next week. I mean, you think it's, if you can't do it now after 3 in a row, you're going to have three in a row plus Friday, and then 2 on Saturday. So you better figure it out real quick.
Yeah, and Saturday's games are no cakewalk. You got Normal West, and then you got Glenwood coming into town.
And Glenwood's not going to be playing a game before that, I'm sure, that morning.
There's good defense by the Railers as Whiteman rips it out of there, and that will do it for the first half. The Railers 16, the Pretzels 9. We'll take a commercial break. We come back, we'll have the Grout Incorporated Schneider Chiropractic halftime show here on WLCN 96.3 FM.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you would, welcome to the floor your Lincoln Rayland dance team. Gene Minersagan and Chloe Cox. Tonight's dance was choreographed by our own Emma Boyd and Claire Duffer. Nice job, ladies. Well done. Thank you.
Welcome back, Railer fans, here at halftime. The Railers up 16-9 over the Pretzels from New Berlin. And Scott, not a whole lot to converse here about at halftime. Not a lot going for the Railers. Obviously, the Pretzels on just 3 3-pointers. No free throws taken, where we saw Dylan Singleton just on Saturday shoot 17 himself. I don't know what he had last night as far as from the free throw line, but I saw him go in there as I was watching the live stream at home. Had several, I'm say 6, 8, maybe 10 free throws again last night. And a lot of times when that happens with 0 free throws, just not a lot going to the basket.
Yeah, and that was your concern too, Josh, about not getting to the basket, relying on the 3 a little bit too much. Hollinger tried to get in the action a little bit with the 3. Unfortunately, wasn't able to. But, you know, I think maybe some of the halftime adjustments were maybe get to the basket, you know, be more aggressive, you know, muscle up and, you know, I guess suck it up, Buttercup, and, you know, it is what it is, and get out here and play.
Well, and I think, too, I mean to harp on it, but I think Landon's got to figure out a way to get some 2-pointers. You know, he's, I think, 0 of 4 from the field tonight here, and all of them have been actually 0 of 3 from the field, and all of them have been 3-pointers. He's too good of a player not to get some 2s, whether it's in transition, whether it's a post-up. He's got some size on him. Definitely more athletic than the guy that's guarding him. We got to figure out a way him to get some drives to the basket and use that athleticism and that length and that those long arms to get to the rim.
2 minutes to go here in the warm-ups. We'll take another commercial break. We come back. We'll have second half action here on WLCN 96.3 FM. Welcome back, Royce Anderson Gymnasium. Scott Kirby, Josh Komnick, Lloyd Kirby here with you this evening as we are ready for second half action between the Railers and the Pretzels. 16-9 is your score. It will be New Berlin's basketball to start the second half.
I got to give a shout out to the guys listening in the garage, 380 Northgate. They're ready for some offense. I just got a text. So, Scott,
well,
send them some plays to get some points. If not, they're going to be watching college basketball before long.
Right.
Here's some
Oh,
offense.
there's Paula, some offense, some defense, turn into offense. And Paulus lost the basketball going up. Thought he might have had a little help there with somebody on his arm, but no call. Now the Railer intensity's picking up a little bit. Paulus. Now the Pretzels get it across. Ritchie underneath, fought for, tries to kick it over. Grau there for the interception. Gives it to Hollinger.
Boy, New Berlin kind of started the way they started the game here. 2 straight turnovers. They started the game that way with some turnovers and not too many shot attempts.
Whiteman, little weave up top. Paulus gets to the middle, a little too strong. Off the backboard, no good. Ritchie with the rebound. Now Ritchie gets the pass, gets it across the timeline in the corner, nothing there. Pretzels will work around to the right. Malloy to Howe. Howe dribbles left. Back to Malloy on the wing, guarded by Paulus. Now back up top to Howe. Howe dribbles in, kicks it to Malloy. Pretzels being patient, down by 7. Howe to Ritchie. Back to Howe, over to Dodd. Dodd takes a 3 off the rim, no good. Singleton there for the rebound.
Yeah, let's run.
Yeah, Grau, look up. He was, Singleton was looking for him. Hollinger, he'll dribble right, give it to Grau. Now up top to Polis. To Hollinger, to Polis, to Singleton. Let's swing it left. Grau with it in the corner. Now Singleton. Up top, over to Hollinger. Hollinger drives, nothing there. Singleton in the corner for a 3 on the rim. Off the rim, no good. Singleton there with the strip, fought for. Now the Pretzels come out of there with it. tried to get it to Ritchie. He wasn't ready for it, and it goes out of bounds off of Ritchie. Going to go back to the Railers.
Boy, the Railers have dodged some bullets here early. Open three for New Berlin right in front of their bench. That didn't go in, and now the Railers miss a shot, and then New Berlin turns it right back over. So 13 turnovers now for New Berlin.
Abbott checks in for Scheidenhelm. And there's a foul as Singleton got to the basket, and we're going to see our first free throws of the evening.
Yeah, and a guy that normally gets to the line.
Fouls on Abbott.
Yeah, Singleton's going to go for 2 free throws.
Nope, fouls on Ritchie. His second, team first. Singleton's first free throw is good.
Can't imagine there's a lot of foul trouble when there weren't any free throws taken in the first half. So
yeah,
I wasn't too worried about the bonus.
Looks like maybe 3 total fouls for the Pretzels, and right now 1 for the Railers. Misses the second free throw, gets his own rebound, puts it back up. No good, gets it again. Now kicks out to Polis. And Ritchie for the Pretzels with the rebound. Couple of good looks for Singleton, just couldn't get it to go. Now the Pretzels have to hurry up. They do. There's a wild shot by Dodd. No good. Railers come out of there with it. Singleton pushes right. Now Grau, he pulls up for a 3 off the rim. No good. And Abbott with the rebound. And looks like we're settling for the three-pointer, Josh.
Yeah, it's and quick, too. It's not like we're, working 30 seconds off the clock and moving the ball around and really finding an open look.
Ritchie turnaround jumper. Good. 17-11. 5:12 to go in the third, 17-11 Railers. There goes Hollinger, nothing there, kicks it in the corner. Now they'll work it right. Singleton. Pulls, Grau. Now back up top to Singleton. Back with the weave. Now Singleton will pull it back out, guarded by Howe. 4:50 to go. Grau. Hollinger up top for a 3. Ooh, wasn't even close. Off the side of the rim. Pretzels with the rebound. Railers up by 6, 4:40 to go in the third. There's a drive, no good for Abbott as he took too many steps. And another turnover for the Pretzels, going to go back to the Railers. And this just doesn't look like the Railer team that we're accustomed to know here. I mean,
yeah, it's
17-11 with 4:34 to go in the third.
Yeah, tough sledding so far, really for both teams. I mean, it's been a lot of turnovers there for New Berlin with 13, I believe, now. And, we just can't get in a flow. And a lot of times when you're missing threes, teams tend to stop shooting them and do something different. And we keep on firing away.
And
they're still
some
not,
of them aren't even close.
Right,
now.
yeah, you're right. And I think you tend to start to hurry and do something or take some shots that you don't normally take. And we've seen in a couple of good possessions that we've had tonight where we've moved the ball, we've been getting shots in rhythm or layups or, attempts that we're used to seeing. And right now it just looks like it's if a Railer gets open, boy, they're letting her fly.
More sponsors for tonight's Railers broadcast. Michelle Bauer, Country Financial Agent, located on the square in downtown Lincoln, helping you protect what matters most.
2 of 16 from the three-point line.
Ouch.
Tonight, Scott, and just too many.
Railers up by 6 with the basketball. See if Coach Al drew something up here at the break, and he did, and there we go. Hollinger getting to the rim, and I think that's what we need right there. Just keep doing that.
He's shown that he is shooting the 3, and I think now his defender's got to come out and get him a little bit, and maybe a shot fake and go by him. It's got to be Hollinger's game tonight.
So the Railers up by 8, 3:55 to go in the third. Pretzels with the basketball. Ritchie now up top to Howe. Howe looking for somebody to go to. And he slid his foot, and he'll be called for the travel. Good defense by the Railers as Howe picked up his dribble and had nowhere to go.
Yeah, 16th turnover now for New Berlin, and Howe really wasn't pressured a whole lot out there. Just was really wanting to pass, and The Railers weren't allowing it.
Railers basketball up by 8, 3:40 to go in the third. Singleton goes left to Paulus, back to Singleton. They'll work it to the right. Hollinger to Whiteman. Now Hollinger for a three in the corner. Got it.
Well, see, it just takes that two.
Needed that one bucket.
Yeah, it just takes that two to get rolling. See the ball go in the rim, and all of a sudden your confidence builds a little bit, and next thing you know, you're draining a three.
Up by 11 now for Railers. Polis. Garden Abbott. Now they're down low. No good. Fought for on the court, and we got a jump ball.
Should be Railer ball.
Yeah, it should be Railer basketball.
Maybe that's a little spark, 5 straight for Hollinger. Saw him give us a little spark last night with a couple threes. He gets it rolling tonight.
So the Railers up by 11, under 3 to go. Polis to Hollinger. Hollinger's got 5. He's got the last 5 points for the Railers. There's a dribble, kick out. Now Singleton's going to try a 3. That's off the rim, no good.
Boy, and really a nice drive by Brody, and a good job to find Klopp in the corner, and a good pass by Klopp to get Singleton an open jump shot.
Now Ritchie will get across the timeline. Pretzels will work it back up top. Try to get it down low to Howe. Got to grab that. They did, and the Railers with the possession. Hollinger over to Singleton. Singleton gets into the lane. Nothing there. And Howe's going to get Singleton on the arm.
Yeah, it looks like Singleton and Hollinger tried to do a little pick and roll. And from here, it looked like Dylan might have had Landon rolling to the basket a little bit. Just couldn't get quite the handle on the ball. It'll be a lob play here for Landon in a bit.
Singleton inbound. Yep, there it is. Hollinger grabs it, up, good, foul, count the bucket. Hollinger to the line. Hollinger with the last 7 points for the Railers, puts them up 24-11, and he'll try to get the and one.
I think you got to get Ritchie, Garden Landon moving a little bit more. He's not near as fleet of foot as Landon is, and that time a good screen across, and Dylan with a nice pass to where only Landon could get it, and Landon grabbed it and went right back up with it.
Conway checks in for Polis. 2:12 to go in the third. Railers up by 14. Now the Pretzels having a hard time getting across. Now they do, and they're going to get Whiteman with the bump on Dodd. That's Whiteman's first, team second. Team first, I'm sorry. Boy, they're quick getting that up there. Pretzels with the basketball, 2 minutes to go in the third. Howe, guarded by Singleton. Now gets it to Ritchie in the corner. Pretzels will work it back to the left. Dodd. Now Howe to Ritchie on the wing, guarded by Conway. Shot on the way, no good. Klopp with the rebound.
Nice defense, though, by Conway, right on Ritchie, and probably sped up the shot of Ritchie a little bit.
Conway's going to throw up a 3. Ooh, it looked good, just off the front of the rim. Rebound comes down to the Pretzels. Howe. Guarded by Conway. Conway's got some energy. Good defense, absolutely. There's Ritchie with it. He's got 8 points tonight. Dodd to Howe, now to Ritchie. Keep an eye on him. Now in the corner to Malloy. Now Howe dribble right, nothing there. Kicks out to Ritchie. Now they'll work it left with Dodd. Down low to Abbott. Spins, nothing there. Kicks it out to Howe. Howe takes a 3. Got it. That's his second three-pointer of the night. And it's 25-14, Railers with 35 seconds to go in the third. See if they hold for one. Klopp with it in the corner. Up to Singleton, 25 on the clock. Now Hollinger over to Whiteman. Back to Singleton up top, he'll go left. Now Klopp grabs it. And the Railers will hold for one. It will be their possession to start the fourth. 10 on the clock. Now 8. Klopp with it. Gives it to Whiteman with 4. Whiteman goes right. Pulls up from the elbow. And that will do it for the third quarter as the Railers couldn't get a shot. The Pretzels 14. We'll take a commercial break. We come back, we'll have fourth quarter action here on WLCN 96.3 FM. (25-14) is your score entering the fourth quarter. It will be
Pretzel ball.
Well, the arrow was pointed towards us.
Are you questioning it?
I am.
Or you just want a pretzel?
Well, I could use a pretzel right now. All right, so Pretzel basketball, fourth quarter underway, 25-14 Railers. It's been a struggle tonight, Josh. Off of Hollinger, it's going to stay with the Pretzels. Malloy to inbound to Dodd. Now they'll work it in. Now out in the corner to Malloy. He's going to take a three, airballed it. Fought for underneath. And Whiteman comes out with it, pushes it up to Singleton. Singleton up off the backboard. Count the bucket and the foul. And Singleton will go back to the free throw line for the and one.
Yeah, a little scrum on the floor, and the Railers came up with, I think Whiteman might have been down on the floor to get it and outlet it out to Dillon, and Dillon was one-on-one. And when he can get in that kind of situation, not only is he a good athlete, he's fast, but also very strong with the ball. And, he's you get players strong when he can take a bump and still get that ball up on the glass and convert. And Dillon, we saw that on Saturday, how many times he had and ones on Saturday against SHG, and continues to do it here tonight.
Free throw good for Singleton, 28-14 Railers.
Give Singleton 13 now on the night.
And a turnover on the Pretzels as the Railers defense was giving them fits. Out of bounds, going to go to the Railers right in front of their own bench.
18th turnover now for New Berlin.
Singleton to Hollinger. Hollinger spins out of there, kicks it out to Whiteman. Now back to Singleton, over to Grau, to Klopp in the corner. Now Singleton in the corner, all the way across to Hollinger. Grau thinks about a three, now drives, spins back out, gives it to Hollinger. He pulls up for a three, got it. Hollinger with a Chris Coyne State Farm three-pointer.
Yeah, one thing the Railers do well is when they drive, those shooters fill right behind that driver, and that's what Grau did. Drove baseline, wasn't able to get by his guy, but Landon filled right in behind.
Dodd up and good. So the Pretzels answer with a bucket of their own. It's 31-16, 6:35 to go in the game. Now Whiteman going to be charged for a travel as he drove to the rim and tried to kick it out and shuffled his feet. It's going to be a turnover on the Railers. Ritchie gets it across the timeline. He's got 8 points. He's the leading scorer for the Pretzels. Guarded by Grau, now up top to Howe. To Abbott, back to Howe. Over to Dodd. Dodd pulls up for a three. Missed it bad. Hollinger with the rebound, gives it to Singleton. Singleton kicks it over to Whiteman. Now Whiteman dribbles in, pulls up for the jumper, left it short, and Dodd with the rebound. (31-16). There's Howe. Nothing there. Now I'll kick it out to Ritchie.
That's been all Howe basically, and Ritchie. Howe's got 2 threes, and Ritchie's got 8? 14 of the 16 for New Berlin.
There's a 3 by Howe. Off the rim, no good. Whiteman with the rebound. Pushes it up to Singleton. Now Singleton drives, and he'll be fouled by Howe. And that is Howe's second. Team 5th. As Polis and Cook check back in for the Railers. Klopp and Whiteman will have a seat. Timeout, Pretzels. Going to be a full timeout. We'll take one as well. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Lincoln Railer Basketball on WLCN 96.3 FM. It will be Railer basketball. Singleton to inbound on their own baseline. Railers back at it Friday night as the Trojans from Charleston come to town. Singleton gets it in to Hollinger. Now back to Singleton. Singleton drives and tried to get to the basket, got bumped and caused him to travel.
Hey, we haven't seen a lot of Dylan's little pull-up jump shots tonight, 5, 8, 10 feet, where he's been good at. Usually he gets, 3 or 4 of those a game.
Grau slaps it out of there. Out of bounds, going to stay with the Pretzels. Dodd gets it across the timeline. Hounded by Singleton. Now gets it to Scheidenhelm. In the corner to Ritchie. He'll pull up for a 3 off the rim. No good. And Scheidenhelm flies in for the rebound, and Cook gets him on the arm for Cook's first foul, team second.
4:59 left here. 31-16. The Railers up. New Berlin ready to inbound here.
Howe to Ritchie. Now back to Howe. Guarded by Grau, and Grau's going to grab him as Howe got by him. It's his second, team third. 4:48 to go in the game.
Whoa.
There's a deep 3 by Dodd. No good. Singleton with the rebound.
Jason Osborne. Distance there.
Railers with the basketball. Up by 15. Cook and Grau, Singleton, Polis, and Hollinger. There's, nope, over to Hollinger for a 3. Nope. Cook fights for it underneath.
Oh, no.
They're going to get a Cook with a little push.
I like Cook there.
Yeah, extended his arm a little bit, Josh, but yeah, went up strong.
Yeah, he held that guy off a little bit too. He held him held him off with the offhand, and Cook went up with it with one hand and tried to get the rebound. Love to see those guys' offensive rebounds, especially young guys getting in there and probably not expecting to score a lot, Cook, but he's trying to figure out a way to help the Railers here. And I'm not sure if that was a foul there.
You don't like it?
Didn't like it at all, no. I liked him just being solid and going up for the rebound. And we don't go for a lot of offensive rebounds, and usually unless it's Dylan. So I like to see Cookie underneath there.
31-16.
Railers back in action on Friday, right,
yeah.
Scott?
Yeah,
back here against Charleston, and then on the road on Saturday. That's a 4:30 start, I believe, over in Mahomet.
Girls in action tomorrow night here at Roy S. Who do they have tomorrow night, Lloyd? Charleston tomorrow. So get to see Charleston Thursday and Friday. 31-16 is your score. Some more sponsors for tonight's broadcast. Josh's favorite place to go. Can you guess? Top Hat Creamery. Stop by before and after the game for a sweet treat in Lincoln's arcade building. Colligan Water Systems in Lincoln for water softening and conditioning equipment and service. Bottled water or bulk. Stop by Colligan's at 308 North Chicago Street. Heartland Community College is your community's college. At Heartland, you'll get the personal attention and support you need to be a successful student. Discover Heartland. Discover yourself. Visit heartland.edu/Lincoln.
It's got the Railers 4 of 21 from three-point land tonight. Just not able to get any rhythm from behind the arc.
31-16. We are halfway through the fourth. Just one of those games where just no rhythm. Hard to really get into. There's a tap away by Singleton. He chases it down, but couldn't grab it. And it will go back to the Pretzels. Railers with a much-needed day off tomorrow. I'm sure it'll be a light practice, maybe just a little bit of a walkthrough.
Lloyd could use a day off tomorrow, too.
He could.
Not.
There's a steal.
He's not getting one, though. We'll have to call in the reserve for Lloyd.
Cook, sophomore into the ball game. We got some new faces out here tonight, possibly just because of some fatigue, but Cook's getting a lot of playing time. Conway as well. He's been in earlier.
Still 31-16, been on this score for a little while.
Yeah.
As well, Scott.
Figure people are getting sick of me saying it, so I just kind of.
We'll just tell you when there's a new one.
Yeah. Polis with the basketball. Tried to get the backdoor to Singleton. Nothing there. Now Polis to get it back up top to Hollinger. Over to Singleton. Now they'll work it to the left. That's Cook with it. Hands it off to Hollinger in the corner. Now they'll kick it back up top to Singleton. 3 minutes to go in the ball game. Whiteman finds a lane, tries to dish it into Hollinger, tapped away. Ritchie for the Pretzels comes out with it, up off the backboard and good. 31-18, 2:45 to go in the game. You don't see too many bounce passes these days, do you?
No, it's a lost art, Scott. A lot of kids that's over the head or chest pass almost everywhere you look.
Polis finds a lane, kicks it out. That's Whiteman. Now he'll get to the lane, up with the right, and good. Whiteman with a strong move to the lane, and it's 33-18. Two minutes to go in the game. Scheidenhelm, tries to get in there. Hollinger with the block. Now they'll kick it up top to Ritchie. To Howe. Howe goes right. Now gives it to Ritchie. Ritchie thinks about a three, but Singleton and Whiteman collapse on him. Now he gets it to Howe. 1:40 to go in the game. Scheidenhelm
Get it.
tapped and comes down to Polis. Kind of surprised him. Now gets it up to Singleton. Up through the defense. No good. Cook tapped it out of there. And it's going to be off of the Pretzels as we have a couple of new faces coming into the ball game. Josh. Number 23, Alex Hofert. Number 5, Drake Rutledge. Rutledge, a 6'2 junior, and Hofert, a 6'2 junior as well. Whiteman to inbound. Gets it into Hofert. Now Singleton with it. Over to Rutledge. Now they work it left to Hollinger on the wing. Now up top to Singleton. Polis. 33-18, 1:15 to go in the ball game. Singleton up and good. Count the bucket and the foul, and Singleton will go back to the line.
Yeah, good drive by Dylan there. Good motion again by the Railer offense. So we'll escape tonight, Scott, with another.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty, but we'll take a win however we can get it.
Dylan going to step to the line. Dylan with 12 tonight.
Oh, just a little strong for Singleton, but ripped out of there by Rutledge, and the Railers are going to keep the basketball as we have a timeout, a player substitution timeout, and Conway is going to check in for Singleton. And Singleton's just gassed.
Yeah,
he's got no more in the tank.
As you said, a much-needed night off, especially him running the point on both offense and defense. That it can take a toll on you for a couple days in a row.
Under 1 minute to go. Grau, tries to get it to Rutledge. Rutledge cut, and Grau passed. Wasn't anticipating the cut, and went out of bounds. Going to go to the Pretzels. Pretzels with the basketball. 45 on the clock, 35-18 Railers. Missed handle, tried to get it down low. Railers come out of there with the basketball. It's Conway. Up top to Hofer, over to Grau. Now Grau goes left, gets it to Conway, to Klopp. Maybe a little preview of what you'll see on the court next year. Conway to Grau. Minus Whiteman, of course. Whiteman only a junior. Hofer, Conway. Now to Grau. Railers running some of that offense, some of that weave offense. Klopp. Now they'll kick around to the left with Conway. 9 seconds on the clock. Now down to 5. And that will do it here at Roy S. Anderson as the Railers, with another victory, moves their record to 8-2. 35-18 is the final. We'll take a commercial break. We come back, we'll have the Grau Incorporated Schneider Chiropractic post-game show here on WLCN 96.3 FM.
The Railers victorious here from Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium by a score of 35-18 over the Pretzels from New Berlin High School. The Railers improved their record to 8-2 on the season, while New Berlin falls to 3-6. We'll go through the scoring here. First for New Berlin, they were led tonight by Dane Ritchie. Dane Ritchie had 10 points, 6 for Kevin Howell, and 2 points for Gannon Dobb for the 18. The Railers were led tonight by Dylan Singleton. Singleton with 14. Landon Hullinger, the only other Railer in double figures, with 11. 5 for Brody Whiteman. A three-pointer for Andrew Grau, and 2 points for Elijah Paulus. The Railers shoot 35%. They were 14 of 39 from the field, 4 of 21 from three-point land. They shot 5 free throws and made 3. 21 rebounds for the Railers, 5 of them offensive. 6 assists, 12 steals for the Railers on 10 turnovers, for a final of 35-18. We'll be back here from Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium here in the Ground Incorporated and Schneider Chiropractic postgame show, and you're listening to Lincoln Railer Basketball. You're back here in the Ground Incorporated and Schneider Chiropractic post-game show. Josh Komnick along with Scott Kirby, Lloyd Kirby on the camera. The Railers improved to 8-2 on the season by a score of 35-18 over the Pretzels from New Berlin. Scoring by quarters, Railers were ahead 5-3 after one. Railers had the lead at halftime 6-9. We increased that margin by a little bit, 25-14 after 3, and put up 10 to the New Berlin 4 in the fourth. And Scott's kind of one of those games we were talking about. It's hard to call a game. Obviously the Railers have had 3 in a row, and not a lot of activity. Obviously with no fans here, it doesn't provide a little excitement from there, and it becomes hard for us to follow it sometimes when there's not a lot of scoring going on and lackluster play, I guess I would say a little bit. But
lackluster play calling.
Yeah, by us for sure. But
play-by-play.
But again, Coach will take it. It's a W in the W column, and Coach Alexander makes his way up here. Again, the Railers in action on Friday here at Roy S. Anderson, taking on the Trojans from Charleston High School, and then travel to Mahomet Seymour who the Railers lost to this past Friday here at Coach Neil Alexander Court. So the Railers will look to avenge their only their second loss on the season, Muhammad, on Saturday.
As we are joined by Coach Neil Alexander. Coach, a tough one tonight for the boys, but I guess maybe expected a third night in a row that they've had a game, the long travel last night, and came out tonight and not a high-scoring game, but a win's a win, and we'll move on from this.
Well, they played a defense that, like we've been trying to that we know that gives us fits, and that's the where they clogged the middle. They had 4 guys in the paint, stopped the dribble drive, and then we didn't shoot the ball. And that's with being prepared to play. And we talked about that at half or even after the game that, and if you've been an athlete, when you mentally prepare, it drains you. And, last night we were prepared to play. We didn't get home till close to midnight. And kids had homework when they got home and, things like that. And then you try to get yourself mentally prepared to play. I don't think we were mentally prepared to play tonight. And, New Berlin, they come. It was a great game for them. I thought they played exceptionally well. They shot the ball well. We had a couple spurts that got us a big enough lead to just, get through the evening. But asking the kids to get mentally prepared and ready to attack the way we normally do is hard to do, to play every night. And I told them in the locker room, we can either schedule like we have or schedule every 3 or 4 nights like we normally do and be mentally prepared every 4th night or so. But I think with the shortened season, you've just got to do the best you can at getting the kids ready to play.
Yeah, Coach, a quick turnaround, as you said, coming Friday against Charleston and then trying to get back against the team that you lost to here in Muhammad. So, it becomes tougher, and then the next week is a little bit of the same.
Yeah, it might be worse next week. But, it's a point to where, you want to play. And, with the short period that we have, we just got to do the best we can. And like I said, the mental aspect of any sport, it's not just basketball, it's any sport. To be mentally prepared to play every day is really takes a lot out of you. And, we talked about a lot of things. They've got to do a lot of drinking. They got to drink fluids. They got to drink a lot of water, Gatorade. That will help them. So, they got to get some sleep. There's just a lot of different things they can do. And again, it's a grind trying to play every night.
Yeah, and it seems like when we got it going a little bit, Coach, in the third quarter, it was spurred by Landon. I think Landon had about 7 straight there, maybe 5-7 straight points. He finally got it going. He was relying on the three-pointer a little bit, and I think that drive baseline that got him a layup got a score, and then next possession he lined it up and hit a big 3.
Yeah, that was a big one. It kind of opened it up a little bit, and, it made a difference in the game, and we were able to coast, and they finally came out and tried to pressure us a little bit, but I thought they were fundamentally sound. They're well coached. Blake Lucas is a really, really good coach, and being around him and doing the things associated with him, he's very dedicated to the sport, and it was good, both teams.
Well, day off tomorrow, a much-needed day of rest, but then right back here Friday night against Charleston as the Railers will.
Well, Charleston's much improved. They've won 3 or 4 games, and they haven't played many because they were out there for 2 weeks. And same with Mattoon. And Mattoon came in here and was really prepared and really done some things. And I expect the same thing out of Charleston, and then hopefully we can have a couple good games this weekend and get a rematch on Saturday.
Yeah, the guys will be ready for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope they don't forget Friday.
Well, Coach, we'll let you get going, get home, get some rest.
Lloyd needs some rest.
Lloyd needs some
so
rest.
do I.
And we'll see you back out here Friday night.
Okay, thank you.
That's Coach Neil Alexander. He needs some rest too, as we wrap up tonight. Josh, any final thoughts? I know, like you mentioned, there is this one of those games where
it happens.
Just no flow.
Well, there's teams that, everyone has these games where you look past someone you're not used to playing. Maybe the Railers looked over New Berlin a little bit for that to a big one last night, as Coach said, down in Teutopolis, which was a good game at the Railers. But as you said, we did enough to win, and, coaches sometimes realize that sometimes is good enough.
Absolutely. Well, Josh, that'll do it for us here in Lincoln. Our next broadcast will be Friday, February 26th at 7 o'clock as the Railers are at home to take on the Trojans from Charleston High School. Our broadcast will begin with the pregame show starting at 7 o'clock. For station manager Jim Ash, studio producer director Winnie Ransdale, and Josh Komnick, this is Scott Kirby. Once again, the final score, Lincoln 35, New Berlin 18. The Railers now stand at 8-2. We hope you enjoyed this broadcast and would like to thank our listeners for listening and our sponsors for sponsoring. This has been a production of WLCN Sports 96.3 FM. We ask you to patronize our sponsors and say thank you for allowing us to bring you Lincoln Railer basketball. From Lincoln, Illinois, good evening, everyone. It's time to send you back to the studio for the classic rock experience on the Nighttime Fix 96.